Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Sinners Only podcast. We are back with another one. It's been a minute, but we're back and we have a special guest for y'all. But before we jump into that, yo, Chad, Josh, how y'all doing?
Bro, I'm doing solid, bro. I'm doing solid. Life is moving at action speed, bro. That's how I gotta put it. Life is good, bro. I'm getting up every morning. I'm breathing. I'm living. This weekend, we got the World Cup still going on, bro. We got Lionel Messi go in the the semifinals, dog. Come on, it's a time to be alive, bro. It's a time to be alive.
Bro, I know nothing about FIFA. Like,
yeah.
Cool. No, Josh, how you doing?
I echo what Chad said. Time's flying by faster than the Warriors when Curry's going coast to coast.
Hey, yo.
Oh, yeah. No, we out here, though. We're doing good.
Cool. But Chad, you wanna introduce who we got on today?
So we got a man that's been booming on the scene, bro. Like when you talk about the scene, bro, and you talk about the industry, you talk about this genre, like there's only one name that comes to the top of the scene that has made such exponential growth in the last 4 years, man. This man went from being on the Vantage Project 3 to being signed to dropping stick and causing a world of mainstream noise, bro. Come on, bro. Give it up for Rockstar JT. Come on.
We don't got the clap button, but
we can clap with our hands though. My bad. I'm from the ghetto. See, that's why my phone just went out.
No, you good. You good.
Good, dog. We good. So yeah, man. Just I guess introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about what's going on in life, and just tell us who you are.
Yeah. So I'm Rockstar JT from the 334 with a kick your dough. I gotta represent. I will always introduce myself like that no matter where I'm at. But yeah, so I'm from Montgomery, Alabama. I live in Atlanta now, and I'm just one of the community activists, very active in my community, very active in a lot of young dudes' life. Discipleship is important to me, and just being a light, man, and telling my story the way that I know how to tell my story. So I'm Rockstar JT, man, and I'm grateful for rocking with y'all tonight. So
appreciate it, man. Appreciate you for stopping through. This is our season 3 finale. We had to do it big tonight. We gonna go out for a few weeks, but we gonna come back strong in 2023. But before any of all that and everything like that, Josh, take it over, bro.
Absolutely. Yo, listen, and just to kind of give you a little bit of background on all of us real quick, Rockstar, all of us in one way or another have kind of some background in the hip hop scene. Chad, my man, Cooley Soul, got his music out on Spotify and Apple Music, and came to the scene in SoundCloud. And Elijah, since Elijah and I both also very much into the music scene. I grew up in middle school and high school as a rapper. Haven't recorded anything, but still looking. But yeah, so like all three of us kind of really have a passion for hip hop and kind of the culture in general. So we definitely appreciate having an artist like you who's actually kind of been out for a while. And out doing it with us. We really just kind of wanted to kind of get a background for you in the music scene. What kind of got you into hip hop, and what really got you into music in general?
Yeah, so it's a funny story because my mom, like she don't even know that she is like my biggest musical influence. Like she's my biggest musical influence because like I remember like riding in our car when I was a kid, and she would play Sade, she would play Damian Marley, Bob Marley, just reggae. She would play hip hop. She would play a lot of different things that just music that I like and music that I really remember. And I'm like, if I'm 4 years old and I can still remember the tunes from when I was 4 years old, like some of the tunes in my head, I'm like, yo, I was 4 when this came out. And obviously, I got something from it, right? So when I'm looking at music, I always grew up like around it because my mom. So it was crazy because like in the 5th grade, me and one of my friends, William, We call him, like, right now he does music too. Like, his name is Willie Shakes, and he lives in Las Vegas. We met in the kindergarten. We're still friends today. Like, so that's like so many years of friendship, like 20-something years of friendship, and it feels really good. So we were doing music in the 5th grade in Highland Falls, New York, when I lived up there. We would do like talent shows, and we would do like different things there, and it felt really, really good to do that, because I'm like, yo, like I could make rhymes at this age. I'm looking back, I'm like, yo, I actually said this at like I don't even know how old I was in the 5th grade, but it was 5th grade. Of course, I was young. So just doing that, and growing up in New York, bro, like we have I'm not gonna say the best, but we have top lyricists up there. You know what I mean? I don't want to say the best because some people get offended, but
Hey, yo, nah, talk the talk, bro. Talk that, bro.
New York, yeah, New York. I got a lot of New York in me, so a lot of people don't understand. I moved to Alabama. I was born in Alabama, moved to New York when I was 8 years old. I moved back to Alabama when I was in the 6th grade. But 5th grade, kindergarten through like 5th grade, I was in New York. And, when you grew up in New York, you start playing football, you start being around the culture. You get to know, like, even though I was a young age, but I still got to know the culture, and I still got to know what I needed to do to survive as an artist, even as a young age. So I'm like, yo, what I need to do to survive as an artist at a young age.
That man got the Timbs tucked in his closet still to this day, bro. He probably wearing it right now.
So so yeah, like so I moved down to Alabama. I came a part of a program called Common Ground Montgomery, inner city outreach for kids like me. I grew up in one of the worst communities in the United States, which goes by the name of Washington Park. In Montgomery, Alabama. A guy actually did our interview about it, like an article about it, like a whole like documentary on it on YouTube. So y'all can check that out. It's the worst community. So just going on there, and I would go and I always had the passion for music. Like, I got on my wall right now like a poster of like when I was in the 9th grade of like me saying, oh, I'm gonna be an artist, and I'm gonna be like taking these rappers out, and just stuff like that. So when I got there, it was like in 2013-ish, something like that. And I did a song called Who the King at a place called Common Ground, and I was with some of my friends, and like I wrote a verse. So my homie, he was like, yo, I want to challenge you to write a verse about, God. And I was like, let's get to it. You feel me? So I got to it, and I'm like, man, I'm actually good at rapping. So from there, bro, I just been doing my thing and like just looking up to a lot of guys. And we'll talk about more about my newer moves. I know we want to get into that, but like, yeah, so that's how I started though. So
wow, man, that's crazy. Moving from New York to Montgomery, Alabama, bro. That's a big change. Yo, y'all
Would
know
you move back?
Yeah. So it's like I moved. So I was born in Alabama. I moved to New York when I was 8 months. I moved back to Alabama 1st grade year in Birmingham. I moved to Birmingham, not Montgomery. Then from Birmingham, I went back to New York from 2nd grade to 5th grade. And 6th grade is when I moved to Alabama. So from 6th grade all the way through high school, I was in Alabama. So I was basically raised in Alabama too. So
you got family in both?
I got family in both. I got family in New York. I got family in Alabama, like literally. So,
gotcha. Would you ever come back to New York?
I would come to visit one of my friends, but I don't know, in my family, but I don't know if I'll live in New York because honestly, it's just too like I'm a Southern boy now. Like it's too cold.
Got you.
You feel me?
It's expensive out here too. So
yeah, bro. Yeah. Stay down in the South, bro. It's mad expensive up in the Northeast, bro.
I heard it's like $3,000 for one room.
Something like that. Yeah. Something like that right now.
I'm good down here, y'all.
Yeah, that's 3,000 for living with Mike.
Yeah, word. It'd be a small matchbox apartment. They be calling all kinds of 2,000, 2,500. Like, nah, bro. It's not the wave. It's not the wave.
With Mike, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. So how you like it living in Georgia now, in Atlanta?
Yeah, I mean, what's crazy is I've been trying to get to Atlanta since 2016. I was actually going to go to, a lot of people don't know, I was going to go to Atlanta Institute of Music. When I graduated high school, I was going to go to college. But 4 days after I graduated high school, my grandma died. I was in New Orleans, Louisiana. I was like at a bus station going to Houston, Texas, and I found out my grandma died. And after that, bro, I just went into this deep, dark, just depression, and like I just didn't move. I stayed in Alabama and just was doing music stuff, but fighting my own personal life and stuff like that. But Alabama, though, I love Alabama, but Atlanta is just, I'm speechless when I think about it, because it's like the goals and the dreams. I always wanted to be here because I'm like, yo, I want to be here. Like I grew up on Amigos, like, and I'm like, yo, I want to be in Atlanta with like Takeoff and Quavo and Offset, and just people who like knew Atlanta. They had a song with Rich Homie Quan said New Atlanta. Like ever since then, I'm like, yo, I always wanted to live there. So I tried to move in 2016 and it didn't work. So 6 years after, I got to finally move, and it's just the best thing that ever happened to me, for my music, for my mental health, for my just the state of mind. I'm thriving here, so I really love it here.
Yeah, you could definitely tell that influence of the Migos in your music, bro. You could hear it.
That's so funny.
You a fan of Big Crit? I'm forgetting if he's from Atlanta or Alabama. But
so I think I don't know exactly where Crit from, but I heard, like, I don't want to be disrespectful, but I heard one song by him, and that was on a song called Mayday with Lecrae, because I was like really into like Christian rap, and Lecrae, Gravity, like, was one of the best albums I ever heard. So that's the only Big Crit song I ever heard.
He from Mississippi, it says.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I got no sense of geography, so I don't even know where Mississippi is. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there you go. But cool. Yeah, kind of like touching a little bit on like your influences and whatnot. So kind of taking a quick gander through your music, and even just kind of looking through your social media. I mean, like 13,000 followers, seems like you've got quite a big platform. A few of your songs on Spotify, Stick and Get Your Weight Up. A few of them have got a couple, like a million listens. A bunch of them got several 100,000 listens. You got 2 albums. You got a bunch of singles that you got out. As you kind of think through your music career so far up until this point, how would you best describe your music style? I mean, some of them, would you describe saying perhaps like some of your songs a bit more like, for the vibes? Would you consider yourself a bit more introspective with your music? How would you describe your music style?
Yeah, so I grew up on the big 3, which is Nicki, Wayne, and Drake in my eyes. So one thing about those artists is if you like dissect their discography, like you can understand like, yo, it's like different styles. They can rap their butt off, but they can sing. Like Lil Wayne got like How to Love. He got Can't Believe It with T-Pain. Like these are my old songs. Like Nicki, she got like some old songs. Like she used to sing on like Your Love and Super Bass. And Drake got like Find Your Love and Marvin's Room and just things like that I really love. But if you hear their songs when they rapping, you feel me? Wayne, he got, wow. I mean, I don't even know what song to highlight from Wayne, because I'm like, bruh, he got so many songs. I'll just say Let the Beat Build. That's one of the songs where he was rapping. Nicki, Itty Bitty Piggy, and you got Drake rapping on I'll say Draft Day, just some old bops from these people, right? So when you understand these artists, they can rap, but they can actually sing. So for me, all of my influences, that's why I feel like I say I'm privileged in a lot of ways, because I got to experience the North and how those people act. In New York, we're not really friendly. You know what I mean? Like we don't really say, we don't really say good morning. Everybody like just mind their business. We just get to what we get to. You feel me? So I'm like, when it comes to being about business, like I'm like, okay, that's a New York in me. Alabama, you know what I mean? Everybody is called Southern hospitality. You know what I mean? Everybody like you know, hey, yeah, let me come feed you, blah 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 blah. It's not like that. I was like I was telling people because I took some people from Alabama up to like Philly. And I was like, bro, they didn't say excuse me. I'm like, he was like, that's rude. I'm like, bro, trust me, it's not rude. These are just, they're not being rude. They're not intentional. Everybody just mind their business. And if you don't speak to nobody, you don't really speak to people like that. You mind yours. But that's culture I grew up on. But like music culture as well. So New York, when you grow up on music in New York, you know you got Biggie, you got Pac, you got like all of these things that you know what I mean. Biggie, Pac, Nicki. Who else we got?
You got Nas.
Nas.
You got
What like
Jay.
Jay? Well, how am I forgetting about my favorite rapper, Jay Z? You know what I mean? So like, you got all of these people, but then down south, you got some heavy hitters. Like in Atlanta, like you got like Goody Mob. You know what I mean? Like in Memphis, you got like 3 6 Mafia. You know what I mean? And you got like an artist that was from my city, Doe B. You got these people where
We got Andre 3K, bro.
Andre 3K, you know what I mean? Yeah, from Atlanta, you know. So so you got so many artists where all of these people like have influences on my music, the Migos, and when I'm listening to the music, I'm like, yo, like I love this, but I love this. See, that's why I don't get into like, yo, you have to like be a lyricist, but that's why I don't get into like, yo, you have to rap like this and lyricism is lame. So that's why I'm grateful that I could have a balance, right? So my music style is like anything that I feel like doing at the time, bro. Like so if I'm feeling like a trap beat, most of the songs have been trap because like I've been up in the South with my Southern influence, but a lot of people don't know I grew up on lyricism. So when you hear like, I don't know if you ever heard my song Rock with the Mob, but if you hear Rock with the Mob, like that was a lyrical song. A lot of people don't know what I was doing in that song. I literally like in the first verse, I spelled my name and used the key words as the punches. So I said R right now I got to take over the game. Oh, opposition, they do anything for fame. So so actually putting that southernness into things, but putting my lyrical ability to actually rap into things too. So I said like even something I said like they mistake me for a Mason, how to keep it G. Like that bar right there is just like, oh my goodness. Like, you know, so like just things where I could just things where I'm like, yo, I can push my pen, but if I need to go in the club in Alabama and get this mud, or Atlanta, I can get this mud shaking too. But if I need to go to New York and we want to go on a boom bap, bruh, I'll be able to do a cipher with Shade 45. So yeah, and I do R&B too. So it just depends on what I'm on. Like it don't really matter to me. Like you feel me? I don't want to classify my music as this and that, especially if my heroes don't classify the music as this and that. I'm just an artist, and most people know me for trap, but I'll be honest, like I don't want to just be a trap artist, and I'm not just a trap artist. Last thing I dropped a song called Hear Ye. I was singing on there. It was like mostly like an R&B song. That wasn't a trap song, you know what I mean? I dropped a song called You Know the Vibes featuring Social Club Misfits. That wasn't a trap song, you know what I mean? I was singing on there. So I have records that I'm singing on. So it just depends on my vibe and whatever the producer and whatever the feels in the room is at the moment. So
out of all the songs that you've created so far, which ones are like your favorite? Do you have a favorite, or is just like, yo, they all get love from me basically?
Wow. So my favorite, yeah, it's so crazy because my favorite songs aren't even my quote unquote biggest songs. And I don't even feel like the biggest songs are the best songs. I feel like my favorite song that I've dropped by default, I don't know. Yeah, I would say lyrically right now, a song called Run It Up. I got called Run It Up with my boy Big Ye. I still don't know a duo who like rapped on a song like that. Like if y'all haven't heard it, y'all need to go check it out because it's just like we was rapping like the new Twist and Busta Rhymes on that joint, and like we were like really snapping. But other than that, like I really I like my music. I think it's really good. I think the music that people know me for is really good, but like I like my new stuff way better, like Rock with the Mob and Pop Alone. I just dropped a new single. And it's good music, but it's not even because it's good music. It's because just the mindset behind it and the things that I have in my mind, and I know where I was mentally when I dropped majority of my music, and where I was mentally when I dropped my biggest songs, the millions of songs, the millions of streams. I wasn't in the best mindset that I should have been in. So yeah.
It looks like you're having a lot of fun with the music, bro. I listened to that last drop, Popular Loner. It's fire, bro.
Thank you,
Fire.
thank you.
For real. Yeah, and so kind of wanted to touch a little bit on what it sounded like you were talking about like at the front end of the podcast. So you mentioned something about a bit of a discipleship process that you're doing with some people. And so would you consider yourself to be a Christian hip hop artist? And then based on that question, do you think that there's a difference between Christian rappers or rappers that are Christian?
Oh man, wow. Yo, this conversation is like, yeah, I remember talking about this in like 2015 in Chicago. That's what at Legacy Conference. So do I consider myself a Christian rapper? I don't. I don't consider myself a Christian rapper. I don't. I don't see. For me, I just feel like it's very. For me, it's just very limited for what my sound and what my goals is in Christian music. So, like when you think about it, who are the big like I have a name, I have a fan base, whatever, but like who are the really big trap artists in Christian rap? Like you think about it. Think about like all the big tours and stuff that go on. Name one trap artist that's on there. Crickets, nobody. It is not, you know what I mean, right? So that's that. So for me, I'm just like, yo, I had to like prove myself theologically. Like I can't just drop a song and just like if I drop a song called Stick, and you have people like, yo, what does this mean? What does this song mean? Like, does it mean your gun? I can't.
That's a
like,
solid point.
You know, so like I'm like, bro, like I don't have the time and energy. Like, what if I just want to drop a fun song? Like, you know what I mean? What if I just want to drop a song called Stick that I just want to drop? You know, and my thing is like, I'm gonna tell y'all what it is. Like, yo, like so with even with like Stick, the Duke Deuce verse, Quality Control, shout out QC. I really love those people over there, but it's just like it kind of messed me up in my mind because like one of the people, the guy Duke Deuce who was on the verse, he had a dirty version at first. And my thing is, I am a Christian, right? So me as a Christian, I let people live their life and I let people express themselves the way that they need to express themselves. I don't know, and I can't tell people, yo, you shouldn't be doing this. I don't know what you've been through. You know what I mean? I don't base words or a certain action off of your faith right now. You know what I mean? I think we should live above reproach. Yes, that's true. But I think people go through life. I think people go through growth. I think people have different things that go on, and they took his dirty version off. Because of course it was Reach Records. But my thing is, if it's Reach Records, of course they're gonna take the dirty version off because it's Reach Records, it's a Christian label. My thing is, I didn't appreciate that because I'm like, man, I don't ever want people to do music with Rockstar JT and feel like they can't be themselves, especially if I don't have a problem with that. And now I have a guy who, I could be building a relationship with, but off the strength of you guys, I'm working with this and that. You know what I mean? And it just really showed me like, yo, this is probably not the space for me. But to answer, do I think it's the difference between a Christian rapper that's Christian? Yes. I feel like more Christian rappers, like, I'll be honest, I think it's super corny, and people say what they want. Like I'm an open book. Like I think it's super corny. The people saying like, yo, if this was a Christian rapper, if the baby was a Christian rapper, if what's his name, if ESTG was a Christian rapper, this is how he'll sound. If these people were a Christian rapper, this is how they'll sound. Like, I don't appreciate that because I'm like, I don't think the art is like real art. You know what I mean? I like just trying to be something that you hear and trying to fit into these people's ears because of a certain sound that they're used to. But my thing is, I am Rockstar JT. I don't need to do that, right? So I think it's Christian rappers who I don't throw shade at, you know what I mean? But I think if the Christian rappers, I think Christian rappers are needed, you know? I think they're needed, and I think they're dope. You feel me? Some of them, not all, but I think they're dope. And I think like you need the people. So the Christian rappers are more the people who rap about their faith, you know what I mean? Who rap about more, and they put their faith on display. A lot of times in Christian rap, everything is just white and black, right? So it's not like you don't read through the stuff. If you say you love Jesus, you love Jesus. It's not like, yo, I pray to a higher power. People gonna be like, yo, who is your higher power? No, in Christian rap, you gotta say like, I pray to Jesus.
Yeah.
So a rapper that's Christian, I feel like, or artist that's Christian, yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I need to. Is there any way I can hold on real quick?
You good? You good?
Okay, yeah, a rapper that's Christian, I feel like it's me, or artist that's Christian, or like my boy Montel Fish, right? We catching flack online right now, and we literally was on FaceTime today, and we was just talking. We was like, man, these people don't even know our personal life, and you know they forming opinions about us. But it's just like rappers that are Christian, like we are Christian, and I believe it's mainstream rappers who are Christian who may use profanity or cuss words in their music, right? Or unclean language, to whatever they call it. You know, I think it's wholesome because I tell people all the time, you can have the Bible says don't, you know, any corrupt talk, unwholesome. You can literally, like, you know, feel me, use profanity and have wholesome words. Like your words can be full, words can be whole, and you can use profanity. And a lot of people just don't think that way in Christian rap. You know what I mean? Like people, some don't, some do, you know what I mean? But for me, I'm just grateful that I'm able to express myself. And I'm catching flack right now for a lot of the stuff that I'm doing. But yeah, I still love God. So I really don't, you know, get into that. So
that reminds me of the same controversy that went around a few years ago with, I think, King's Kaleidoscope. They had a song, explicit song, and yeah, people that brought up this whole conversation, like he's cursing, but yet what he's saying, it doesn't make it untrue. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like a similar type of thing that you're saying as well. But I got one question in that, right? So you said something about Reach Records. So are you currently still signed, or are you independent now?
I'm independent, so I wasn't signed to Reach.
You're signed to RMG, right?
Yeah, I was signed to RMG Amplify, and shout out to RMG Amplify. But it's just like we weren't seeing things how I thought, you know, where the path I wanted my career to go. So we just decided to split ways. But yeah, I'm independent. But they're good people. I love RMG. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was wondering because I was going through your catalog and it said Rockstar JT at the bottom. So I was just wondering if you were still with them or not. So yeah.
You know, I appreciate your style. I appreciate you in the way that you want to express like your art, bro. Like, 'cause I think in the way that you want to do things, I think a lot of Christian artists are trying to do so, but I think they were wanting, like, honestly, like, it's, if we're keeping it 100, like politics, right? It's just like, hey, you gotta stay within the Christian bubble in order to kind of get, like, honestly, like, the only way you make money as a Christian artist is if you're like, hey, like, you're staying within the bubble, you're popping, whatever, and people are liking you for the sanitized version of you. Right. But the fact that you want to go outside of the box and be like, hey, I'm going to say whatever I want to say. You don't really know me personally. Right. And I'm not going to take it any type of way. If you don't rock with it, that's cool. But there's someone out here that will. And it seems like from what you're doing, you're trying to reach out to those people that, like, may not listen to, like, I don't know, they may not listen to Lecrae, but they'll listen to Rockstar JT, you know what I mean? And then when they scroll and they try to find, like, okay, like, what's his music about? And they find like an interview or something. They're like, oh, bet, like, he loves Jesus, but he still makes this type of music. So, like, honestly, bro, I appreciate that a lot.
Yo, and if y'all find the interview, bro, hit subscribe on it. You know, hit the like button.
Yo, I'm dead.
If y'all find the interview,
yo, I'm gonna share this interview. I'm gonna share this mug. Like, I really love this joint. Like, so I really want people to hear what you just said, bro, because that really, like, got tears in my eyes under this glasses. So
we appreciate you, bro, for real.
And actually, like,
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead, Jess.
Go ahead.
No, you're good. I'll go. Nah, like, I think for a while, like, just even I'm not an artist, right? I'm just here. I just pod and stuff, right? But and do our edits. But it's just like, from the music, from like the Christian rap space, and just people that are consumers like have a lot to say about the artist, and it's just like, okay, if you have something to say about the art, you should make something better, but but you can't, you know what I mean? And it's not like from whoever it is, whether it be a Montel Fish, whether it be a Rockstar JT, Aha Gazelle, Lecrae, whatever it may be, it's like, just because they're not making music that's explicitly Christian or the way that you want it to be and all sanitized doesn't mean that, hey, like God's not being glorified in it, because in the image of God, like, hey, there's artistry, right? And you're displaying that art in a certain type of way. So like, you know,
Elijah and I had this conversation pretty often, honestly. And one thing that you said that stuck out in this conversation was that, you know, you had to be honest with yourself, you know, like, I think a lot of people get into this dilemma in CHH in the Christian space, and they're just not honest with themselves, what they want out of it, you know. And at least you're honest to your listeners and you know, your following and your fan base, you know. And they get exactly what you're putting out. So you know, yeah, definitely that's an excellent take, because I think Josh asked me the same question back in April when I think it was in season 1, and the same thing, like, I wouldn't consider myself a Christian rapper at this point either, because it's like, first of all, the term rapper, as Rockstar mentioned, it's like, it's kind of, that in itself is kind of boxing you into one thing, one type of music. And it's funny because, like, all the songs that I've had that actually have had some type of buzz around it, it actually hasn't been my explicitly Christian music. You know, it's the songs where it's like heartbreak music. You know, it's the songs where I'm singing like on a Justin Bieber type melody. You know, it's the songs that are not necessarily explicitly Christian. And through that type of music, people could find my Instagram. They could find my my social media. They could find the podcast. They could go and subscribe to anime related through me. You know, shout out to Elijah's personal channel. You know, like, and they could get a whole different thing. You know, they could end up seeing a Bible verse that changed their life. They could hear something that Josh said theologically that changed their life, you know. And it really isn't just cut and dry or black and white, as you said, you know, like, it's art. It's art, you know, and it's an artist, you know. So there's different complexities. You know, if you agree, disagree, whatever, you know, at the end of the day, that person behind the screen has a life with Jesus, or they may not have it. You know, at the end of the day, you got to guard your own heart. You know, you got to pray for your own heart. But while you're pointing, you know, your finger at this Christian artist, what happens when you step on a Lego, bro? I know y'all not sitting there saying, "Oh God, I'm so sorry for," you know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna say something unwholesome, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of people I find in the space, they do point fingers, bro, and it's like, yeah, man, you gotta think with a little bit more nuance, you know?
Yeah, and that's my thing, man, where it's just like and that's where I think it's just like, man, people reach, and also like in Christian music, you look at like people like Reconcile, right? I don't know if y'all ever heard of Reconcile, and like Fizzle and all of Corey Paul, all of these trap artists that were doing their thing, they plateaued, no shade. You know what I mean? It's like they reached a certain limit where they couldn't go no higher, not because the music was bad, but because it's not the right industry for them, because like the sound is not, it's more of a pop. I wish we would call it like PHH, you know what I mean? Pop hip hop. Like that's what's really, you know, that's why I wish it, you know, like I really wish something like that, like pop hip hop, like something, but PCHH, I don't know, but like I just think yeah, I just think we should aim for different things. And right now, like even right now, like the reason I like had to look at my phone is because like I'm on my phone doing this interview, and I'm literally getting Instagram comments of people like, "Yo, this is weak, praying for you, bro." Like something's wrong with me, right? Because I decided to step out and do my thing musically. Like my soul is like in the dust or something like that. And I posted a picture on Instagram. Well, I don't know if we're gonna get into that, but if we want to get into that now, we can.
Yeah, go for it, bro. Go for it.
Yeah. So yeah, I posted a picture on Instagram, and it was red, right? It had, I don't know if you guys seen it, but it had like almost 100 something comments. It had 100 something comments. And I deleted some of them, and I blocked a lot of them, a lot of the people. and people were like, yo, praying for you, bro. Somebody said blood sacrifice. Somebody said come back to Christ. Somebody said come back to God, praying for you. What's wrong with you? What is this? All of these mean comments that I'm seeing, and people don't even know. I'm not exposing the story on here, but people don't even know. All I'm doing is actually telling a story. And the reason I was in the tub with the black, I got a black ball from Ulta Beauty. Like, people said I'm doing a blood sacrifice from a black ball, a bath bomb that I got from Ulta Beauty. I threw it in the tub and the water turned black. The lights were like $13 something from Home Depot. We literally went to Home Depot, bought the lights, and we have a remote to switch the colors. That's so demonic. They say, I don't know how, but even the vibes when we were doing the photo shoot were very godly, you know, and it comes. I found a lot of joy out of it because it symbolizes something from me where I'm just like, yo, I wasn't destroyed, you know, and I could have been destroyed. I made it from the darkness, you know, even though the darkness tried to overtake me, I still stayed afloat. So people don't really understand art. So of course you would think I'm doing bad or anything, but I'm like, yo, they don't know the young dudes that we have in the next room doing bags and doing shirts for his clothing line. And, you know, we helping give our time and energy into that. They don't know the guys that we have downstairs, like, you know, having people spend the weekend every weekend since we got this crib. Me and my homies, they're Christian brothers too. Every weekend we had young brothers spending the night over here, and you know, us giving game. And some of my boys in the fashion photography. I'm in the music. We taking dudes to the studio. I did a video with some of my homies in the studio, taking dudes to the studio, and you know, telling people about God and telling people the way to live your life. You know, but my music may not. My music may drop an F-bomb. You know what I mean? Like, I had to tell a dude, and I don't know if I can cuss on here, but I'm not going to. I told a dude, he was an atheist. We used to smoke weed all together all day. Not all day, but we used to smoke weed all together. And this dude was an atheist, my homie, and he was like, yo, bro, he's a Christian now. He got baptized in 2019. He told me, he was like, yo, bro, like what drew me to Christ is like, bro, you didn't try to perform. You didn't try to like act like you didn't deal with none of this. You pulled up on me. You were consistent, right? And I told bro, I was like, bro, one of the last conversations we had before he gave his life to Christ, I was like, bro, you need to get your together, you know? And that was hard language, you know? But I feel like God was glorified through that. You feel me? I feel like God was glorified through that. And that's me better than saying like, get your S together. Or it's just like, hey, bro, God bless you. It's going to be okay. I think me saying get your S together was more effective and more godly in my eyes. So.
Yeah, man. I feel like a lesson here is, regardless if you agree or disagree with Rockstar JT and what he's saying, what he believes, at the end of the day, bro, it's like you really got to worry about your own heart, bro. I know y'all are lurking on this man's Instagram and y'all care about him so much, right? I know that's what y'all care about, but bro, just worry about your heart. You know what I'm saying? Worry about the guy who's actually next to you. Worry about your church, your church body. Worry about your pastor. Pray for your pastor. You know what I'm saying? It's like Rockstar JT not the only person in the world. You know what I'm saying? Y'all stay in your lanes. You know, pray for your own heart. You know, because I go back to this. I guarantee you're pointing one finger at him and three fingers pointing straight back at you. You know, there's some sin you got in the dark. You know, his sin, if you consider it sin or not sin, might be out in the public, right? He's a public figure, right? But what you're doing in the private sector might be even worse, you know? So I think that's something that people need to consider, you know?
They do, bro. And because and that's dope that you say that, because, bro, I promise you, bro, like when all of these people, you know, when Gabi got into his stuff, and Robbie Zacharias and what's his face, some of these past, all of these dudes who be getting into you know, all of this. I don't be judging these people, John, Chris, all of these people. I don't judge these people, they life and they live, but I never found the need to go to somebody's page and comment, yo, praying for you, bro. Yo, you need to get back to God. Yo, I let their community focus on that. And if that's something that their community needs to do, and whoever involved in their life, you do that. But I don't know them brothers. You feel what I'm saying? You feel me? And the thing is, I was dealing with my own stuff. I was online, bro. I remember it was one of the guys who said he wasn't a Christian no more. And I was like online and I was like, man, I was basically, I didn't go in his comments, but I was throwing shade online about him saying that. But I'm sleeping around. You feel me? So what's the difference? You feel me? If I'm not even, I'm saying I'm a Christian. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't even have the power to say no to my what Christians consider sin. You know what I mean? It's sexual immorality. And like for me, I was like, yo, I was still doing this while judging somebody else who said they're not a Christian no more. But Christians, we consider this sin. That means I'm a hypocrite and I'm claiming to be a Christian, you know, but so I can look good. I want to tell other people and display, yo, like I'm praying for you or this and that, or it's just very sick, man. And it's very, it's sad, bro, because it's just like, man, the Bible even says, you know, if a brother got a speck in his eye, you got a log in yours. Like, who are you to basically call him out? You need to control that speck that's in your eye. I'm like log in your eye when this brother got a speck. So I'm trying to, I'm trying my best to like not respond to comments and things like that. But I'm telling y'all, it's hard.
Yo, I'm praying for you, dog. Yo, chill.
So
prayers for real.
So Rockstar, I'll give you a quick second right now to just do a one sentence like just overall comment towards the people who are commenting on their page. Like you would say that you are a follower of Jesus who is trying his best to live out the Christian life. Is that what you would say that you are?
Yeah.
Just to address all the comments that are in your Instagram page.
Yes, and you need to focus on your phones and get off of Pornhub.com.
Hey, yo!
Hey, this is Sinners Only podcast. Like,
podcast, son, stop playing.
No host bar.
Yo, all I'm saying is we clipping that for reals, bro.
yo, legit.
Oh, snap. Josh, you got anything else, bro?
Hey, man, just I guess kind of start wrapping up. You know, we were talking a little bit about like being your authentic self and kind of expressing yourself as you are. What is like? Would you say that is like the main piece of advice that you would give to young up and coming artists who are trying to make a platform for themselves? Or if it's not that, what would be the number one advice you would give them?
Yeah, so bro, I really that's dope that you just said that, man, because that's exactly what it is, bro. Just be yourself, bro. Because even me, why I even got into Christian hip hop was not because of my heart desires. My heart desires was to be an artist, but I followed like the Lecrae's and the KBs and like the Andy Minios. And when you're a young dude, 16, 17, in the middle of the hood, you know, just got saved, excited about God. You feel what I'm saying? You don't really know your identity yet. You think you do. You hella zealous because like you just got saved and now you calling out everybody's stuff and you this super, super, super Christian and you know, you looking at rapzilla.com, it was popping back then. All of this influences that I had, I was not following my direction when I should never even submit it to those people, to rapzilla.com. I regret it. You know what I mean? So I wish I never would have y'all funny. I wish I never would have submitted to rapzilla.com. I wish I never would have did the Reach Records playlist, but I'm grateful for it, you know what I mean? But it's just different things where I wish I would have made better decisions and know where I was going instead of like doing things because of the excitement at the time. But it comes with age and it comes with wisdom, right? So like a lot of people, I used to be like, yo, I want to do a song with Lecrae. Right now, I'm like, I don't want to do a song with Lecrae. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do a song with KB or Andy Mineo. Like, no shade to these people. But 16-year-old me would be like, yo, I would see those guys and be like, yo, I can't wait to meet these people. When I meet these people, I'm like, man, it really was nobody to meet. No shade. It's just like, for me, like, dog, I want to meet Jesus, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So I look, yeah.
That's cool,
my hero,
bro.
yeah, my heroes, man. I got a mad respect for all of those people I just named, but I can't follow those people paths, bro. I can't do what Lecrae or none of these people are doing. But when I was young, bro, that's who I used to look up to, bro. And right now, that's my homie, man, like Cray. And he's one of the guys, like a lot of people don't know. Cray, one of the guys who told me, like he did a song called Pop the Ops, I get what it's called.
Something like that.
Ops something.
Ops, the Ops song. I was at the music video for that joint. And I didn't even know it was that. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm kind of low on Christian hip hop, y'all.
No, bro, you good.
He dropped the Op song and spread the ops.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it
So
was.
Spread the Ops, he dropped the Spread the Ops song. And I was there at the music video back, and when we was in green room talking, he was like, "Bro, you go full fledged." He was like, "Bro, like," he said, "you either gonna do this or you gonna do that." But he was like, "Man, don't let people discourage you. Don't let people, don't let people judge you." He was like, "Bro, if you live for their rejection, you'll die from. I mean, if you live for their acceptance, you'll die for their rejection." He said that's the quote that he used in like his career to help him keep going, even when he was in his deepest, darkest depression. He talked about publicly before, so I even give kudos to him. But I don't want to be in any realm of those guys. I want to be like Rolling Loud. I don't want to be a winning jam.
Yo, you know what's actually really funny with this whole conversation? I don't know if you remember. I think it was back in 2020. I think I reached out to you for a feature, and you sent it over, right? And it's actually funny because you were talking about how the sample in the background had like a curse. I can't remember, something like that. You're like, "Yo, can you take it off?" You could see that growth from then till now. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro, that was crazy. I still got that song in the vault, just
That's
chilling. One day I'll get to mixing it and finishing out. But I got it chilling in the vault right now on the hard drive.
Man, bro, yeah, but man, I'm definitely, you just grow when you grow and you learn. A lot of people say, "Hey, this is the music that you made." You have to give people space to grow. I'm not 16, I'm not 18, I'm not 21 no more. I'm about to be 25 in 2 months. I've seen a lot. I made it to 25 and I've seen a lot. So people grow. You got to give people the space and the grace to grow, because we're not nobody's savior, bro. We can't, I may want y'all to be something, right? All three. I may want y'all to be something, but I have no control over that. You're going to be who God created you to be, and you're going to do what you want to do as grown men. So to end the point that I made, follow God, but follow your goals and follow your passions as well. I know it's people that you look up to, you feel me? Give honor to them, be like, "Yo, I love what you do," but have confidence in yourself and be like, "Yo, this is what I'm doing." And if people don't like it, we're not here like, "Yo, you have to like my stuff." If people don't like it, my boy said earlier, he was like, "Bro, tell them deuces, bro." And we just got to continue to do what I do and continue to love Jesus. You feel me? And continue to release this music with the explicit sign on there. And that's what it is.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Honestly, that's free. That feels freeing for me. Like, honestly, and I'm 25, so I guess I'm still a young man. But it's like, yeah, no, that's really good advice, because there is people that like that, young men, young women that they look up to, and it's like, bet, like, I want to be just like them, and that's cool. But then at the point, it's like, you should also be secure enough in your own self to be like, hey, like, I'm gonna follow what I want to do. I want to follow the goals that I have, the dreams that I have. And if at some point they come along, that's cool. But like, I don't have to. It's not like you die or live with or without them. You know what I mean? I think that's really good advice to tell people, even for ourselves on this pod, right? Like, one of the guys that we look up to is, we always talk about him, is Ruslan, right? And like, Ruslan has his own like platform. He got it from the mud. This man was successful way before we was even like, I don't know, like, even in this space. It's like, it's very easy to compare, and it's like, like, it's gonna take time to grow. It's gonna take time to do things, but we're our own people. And Ruslan, like, I'm taking tips from his master class right now, but it's like, hey, he's good, but like, we don't have to have him, like, say, for like to be a guest on our podcast or anything to be successful. It's like, hey, we got to keep going, got to keep grinding. We get better as time goes on, and at some point, if he comes on, that's cool. But if not, it be what it be.
You gotta create your own lane, like that. I felt like that's kind of the reason I wanted to have you on the pod tonight, because you seem to be someone that's created their own lane, like, and that was a thought when I was going through your catalog, and I was like, yo, his record label just says Rockstar JT now. Like, that's different,
Yeah. And the thing is, I created my own lane, and now you see people, clowns, trying to like think they could do it like me, and they can't. You feel what I'm saying? That's another reason I got out of it, because it was too many. The trap market started getting oversaturated, but then it started getting super corny. And like, I'm like, yo, I can't stand by this. So if I'm getting boxed in with some of these dudes, I'm not saying no names. But if I get boxed in with some of these dudes, I'd rather not. So you can call me ratchet and you can pray for me all day, but at least I'm not with those dudes.
I gotta mute my mic, bro. I gotta mute this John.
Yo, that was amazing.
Oh snap! Yeah, man. I honestly, bro, yo, I'm gonna have to hit you up for another collab, bro, because we gonna have to release something at some point, bro.
Let's do it, bro. And don't let nobody. And my last words would be: don't let nobody. Some people always try to. Even my boy, one of my boys, he was in South by Southwest. It's a funny story I'm gonna tell on the interview. I'm gonna say his name one day. But he's not doing Christian music right now. He loves God, but he's not doing Christian music. I did mention his name on here, so just make it make sense, right? So when we was at South by Southwest, he told me, he was like, bro, I don't think you should have did that. The songs that I did, it was super trap songs, right? He was like, because this is not the type of market for that. But I'm like, bro, I love you, bro, but look, I'm gonna do me. And now bro's way bigger than me, bro, but he support me, and I just did a concert with him because he was like, bro, you've been on this, bro. And I'm like, yeah, I've been knew Christian rap wasn't going to do it for me. But then I got scared because when nobody else is around you doing this, nobody else could see the way you doing things. You may think and start to think that you crazy, right? You may think and start to think that something wrong with you. So what I did was God gave me this vision back in 2018. And I just like went like a dog with my tail tucked out of my booty. And I would have been way bigger if I just would have been what God told me to be back then, but I was scared and fear drew me to taking some of my music down and reconstructing my career in a way that I shouldn't have done that. So I could have saved myself, but you live and you learn, bro. You got to make your own mistakes, but Emmanuel, God with me, so I'm very grateful.
Yeah, and Elijah, you got any closing thoughts, bro?
Bro, yeah, no, JT, yo, I appreciate you just for coming on, bro. Like, I appreciate your music. I appreciate your personality and just the way you're grinding, man. Like, Popular Loner, it's a hit, bro. Like, it's good. The fact that you could be authentic and with no remorse, it's like I think a lot of people could learn from that and should learn from it, right? Because we have sometimes our own thoughts and opinions about how other people think of us hold us back, and the fact that it seems like you're not in that space. It's like, hey, people can look at that and be like, hey, I can do my own thing too without feeling like I need to cater to a certain audience and stuff. So like, appreciate you, bro. And ultimately, like, hey, like from what you talked about the young men, the men in your hood that you're reaching, the people that you're connecting with. It's like, hey, if you're doing that in your own like personal life, we can't tell you nothing, bro. Like, no, like people in the comment section, like they can't tell you nothing, bro. So keep going, man. Like, I appreciate you.
We're gonna have you back on the pod, bro, because this conversation was going well, bro, and I'm kind of sad it's done.
Hey, let's do it, bro. Anytime, hit me, y'all. Let's definitely do it. Make sure everybody who watching, make sure y'all too, everybody who watching and everybody on the podcast, go comment. I just dropped a video, not a music video, but it was a video on Instagram with just me. You can see some of the mean comments, but it was just me sitting on a well, right? And Popular Loner is playing and I'm rapping. And there's a whole story with Popular Loner. So when the EP comes, EP coming soon, and there's a whole story with Popular Loner where I'm telling the story through this whole thing. It was a point where I kind of mentioned it earlier, but I'm telling the story. So make sure y'all go drop a comment and share that joint, and let's get this music out, y'all. Let's get this podcast out. Let's get this interview popping, and I'm really excited to be on here with y'all tonight. And everybody who watching, I love y'all, and I really appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Word, and that's been it, y'all. We appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Go hit up Lige, Josh, all of these people, Rockstar JT on their personal pages, and we'll see you guys at the top of 2023.
Yes, sir.